Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your friend Sean J. Harris, and I am America's leading voice when it comes to creating generational wealth through building multiple streams of income. If you remember in the last video, I talked about the 7 ways that you are paid. So, unlike my usual talks where I talk about multiple streams of income, I want to talk to you about the 7 ways that you're paid money to be able to have multiple streams of income. Well, you remember in the last video, I talked about the first one being pay per hour. And guys, this is where you receive a paycheck based on your hours of working. So of course, if you work 6 hours, you're paid 6 hours. If you're paid 12 hours, that's what you're going to get paid on. The second method I talked about is what's called pay by salary. This is when you're paid weekly, bi-weekly, or even monthly, but it's a predetermined amount of income that you're already paid based on your work efforts. So in the event, if you are paid salary, you may in fact work more than you would if you were on an hourly wage. Now, this is the way the school system teaches our children of the ways of how you are able to get paid. And this is the way 97% of people make their money in the first 2 categories. And the 3% of people, we earn our income utilizing the other 5 methods that I'm going to talk to you about right now of creating income. Because you got to realize, guys, that 97% of people do all of the hard work, but 3% make most of the money. So the third way I want to talk to you about is what's called pay by project. And this is typically when you're like a consultant and you're paid based on the completion of a project. So you may consult with a particular corporation and teach them how to increase their profits, close down on the retention rate of that particular company, for an example. And once the project is completed successfully, and then you're paid. So that's number 3. Fourth way is what's called pay by reoccurring. And this is something like a subscription model, a subscription-based model, where, let's say, for example, you have a Netflix or your cable bill or something like that. It's where you're paid into a subscription to gain access to that service on a weekly or monthly basis, or even a yearly basis, subscription to magazines or something like that. So you want to be able to find a business model or system where you can have a subscription-based model. Number 5 is what's called pay by royalties. Pay by royalties is like me. I'm a serial author, wrote many books, also have other intellectual property, courses and so forth, where I am paid, particularly if I link up with a company like Amazon or any type of other company that would distribute intellectual property, where every time an item is purchased, I will receive royalties. A lot of you guys are familiar with royalties in the music industry. When you make an album, you only make it one time. When I write a book, I write the book one time, but you continuously create income as a result from that. And the cool thing about royalties is that it's willable, meaning you can pass it down from generation to generation to sustain generational wealth. Okay, and that was number 5. Number 6 is pay by transaction. And guys, this is something similar to like Amazon or PayPal or eBay, where you actually transact the deal, and again, there's a portion of money there that you are able to generate and to create. Same thing like having a Visa card or MasterCard. Every time you swipe your card, you may get Delta miles or some type of points attached to it. So that's going to be paid by transaction. And the 7th way is what's called pay by results. Paying by results is basically getting paid on what you know. If, again, you go into a corporation or you have a system in place where when you teach something or you have an idea that will create generate income, then you're paid by that, by getting the end result. So let's say if I took on a project with a company and I promised them the end result would be increased sales, increased profitability, a better retention rate in the corporation, instilling leadership, things like that. Once I receive the result is when I would get paid. So guys, those are the 7 ways that you'll create income through various efforts of making money. So again, school system, they don't teach us the latter 5 ways of which you're paid. We only get taught the first 2. And remember, the first 2 are the most limiting ways of making money, and usually you have your lower income individuals in those 2 categories. So if you want to learn how to shift from the 97% to the 3% and figure out how to make income in different ways, utilizing less time oftentimes, and maximizing profitability and income increase, then contact me on my website, SeanJHarris.com, to get further information. Let's link up. We can consult in your business strategies and see how you too can create generational wealth through learning new ways of making money and building multiple streams of income. Guys, I hope that was some powerful information, which I know it was, and I am your leading voice when it comes to creating generational wealth through building multiple streams of income. We'll see you guys soon.